Hello, one and all. This is my video on Redo of Healer. Before the anime starts in a couple days, I just wanted to do this quick vid to give my own thoughts on the series. But before I get into that, I do just need to issue two quick warnings. First off, spoiler warning. Now I'm going to do my absolute darndest to keep things as vague as possible, but I will need to discuss a few things, mostly from very early in the series to get my point across. So if you want to go into the series completely blind, I recommend clicking off this video and just watching the anime for yourself, though preferably with headphones on in a locked room with the blinds closed. Which brings me to the second point. Now, anyone who's watched any of my previous videos is probably well aware that I try to keep this channel fairly G-rated. I don't swear. I use euphemisms as much as I can, and I try to avoid topics that might upset people as best I can, because I want this to be a channel that anyone can enjoy, that anyone can love. I don't want to exclude anybody. But that will not be possible for this particular video, given that I will be discussing elements of, sexual violence. So if that might upset you, then I recommend also clicking off this video. Alright, so let's get into this. Now, right off the bat, I can't help but feel like the creators of this anime are trolling us just a little bit. I mean, they released this key visual that looks as innocent as freaking Pokemon, and the description makes it sound like, oh, this is about a healer who was kicked out of his party, but managed to rise up on his own 2 feet, stand up strong, learn his own worth and value. No. It honestly kind of reminds me of Goblin Slayer. How the first 5 minutes are about this mostly unrelated party who went to go fight goblins, and then it very, very quickly turned dark as the party was murdered and or raped. Yeah, that was traumatizing for a lot of people. I kind of feel like this anime is going to do basically that same thing, the first couple minutes they're going to be the brave heroes fighting the demon lord, and then after a little while they're going to pan in the background, and we see the main character, dressed in rags, completely drugged out of his mind, carrying all their stuff as they lodge, insults and abuse at him. So yeah, which brings me into the main plot of this anime. Essentially, the main character turns 14, and he's told that he's been handpicked by the gods to be a hero, one of only 10 in existence, a being who, unlike the rest of humanity, has no level cap, meaning there is, no limit to how powerful he can become, and he has special skills and abilities. So when another hero shows up and asks him to join the party to help them fight the demon lord, he's like, heck yeah, and he goes to fight the demon lord. The only problem is that it's quickly found out that his class is healer. So he is the healing hero, which makes him essentially worthless because, potions exist, which can heal most wounds fairly quickly and fairly easily. And when the healing hero, our MC, actually tries to heal somebody, it causes him so much pain that he immediately blacks out. Now, it is at this point that a normal party of heroes would decide to, just leave the healing hero behind, decide it's not worth bringing him along, maybe, keep him in the capital next to the king, so if anything happens to the king, he can heal him, basically instantly, and huzzah, the king won't die. But these are not normal heroes. They are assholes. They are complete and utter assholes, as is most of the cast of this series. Instead, they decide the best thing they can do for the healing hero is to make him a drug addict. Because that'll make it easier for him to heal people, and he'll be more motivated to heal people if they offer him drugs for doing it. So yeah, that's one way to use the healing hero. Oh, also, they berate, beat, sexually abuse, and rape him repeatedly over the course of several years. So yeah, like I said, the heroes are essentially assholes. Oh, though I should clarify, only one of the heroes actually rapes him, the others are disgusted by him, so they don't. But they also have just a shit ton of other people rape him. For plot reasons, I guess. Remember I said the hero doesn't have a level cap and therefore they are limitless? Well, if a regular person takes in the essence of a hero, if you get what I mean by that, they can increase their own level cap, so they do that. A lot. A lot. And that's how it goes for many years until the hero eventually breaks free. And up to this point, I think people really wouldn't care all that much about, this anime. It wouldn't be all that controversial because, yeah, there's a lot of rape in it, but it's done by the villains, by the bad guys, by the people we're supposed to be, rooting against. So, people wouldn't really care all that much. But then the MC decides to get his revenge, and basically every single instance of his revenge involves some sort of sadistic rape torture plan. So yeah, this is a series where the main character goes around getting revenge on people by raping them. Yep. So yeah, as you might expect, people are expecting a shitstorm of epic proportions when this anime comes out in a couple days, and there will be. I can guarantee you there will be. Do you remember how mad people got when Rising the Shield Hero had a false rape accusation? Well, this chapter has the main character raping somebody about every 2 to 3 chapters, so yeah, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. I mean, the heroes he gets his revenge against are, god awful, terrible, just disgusting human beings who definitely deserve some sort of punishment. I'd be perfectly fine, with them being killed or him torturing them. I don't really have the stomach for physical torture, but, emotional, psychological, destroying everything they know and love, destroying their name, getting them thrown in jail, that I can all, definitely get behind. Just, rape is a big, big no. That's a line that no person should ever cross. It just, no, bad MC, bad MC. And even if I couldn't personally accept his decisions there, I'm sure a lot of other people could because, the heroes are awful people who literally drugged, tortured, abused him for years. But it doesn't just stop the heroes. It's basically anyone that he deems to be his enemy. At one point, someone attacks him because she believes that he has abducted a young woman and is planning on basically selling her. I mean, she doesn't even put a scratch on him, but he still decides, you know what, she's my enemy now. So he knocks her unconscious, drugs her, forces himself upon her, and then erases some, if not all of her memories, leaving her naked and partially brain dead in an abandoned warehouse in a bad part of town. I don't know exactly what happened to her after that, but I can't imagine it was anything good. At another point, he's seeing this woman do terrible, awful, just truly disgusting things, and he's like, you know what, I really would like to do something about this, really would like to stop her, but she isn't, directly affecting me, she hasn't done anything to me, so I'm just gonna let her keep killing people. And then she kills someone that he kinda sorta knows, like he's had 2 conversations with her, and she smiled at him, so he decides to take revenge against her as well, and it is... oh god, what he does to her is just, next level sadistic. I mean, it is rape, but it just goes so far beyond that. It is just mental and psychological torture to a degree that I couldn't even begin to imagine. So yeah, this is gonna create a shitstorm. A shitstorm greater than any shitstorm we have ever witnessed in our entire lives. And I see a lot of people laughing in comment section like, oh haha, it's gonna be so funny when the shitstorm comes, oh they're gonna get so ticked off, oh the social justice warriors are gonna get so angry about this, and they absolutely are, I can guarantee that 100%, but that's not actually a good thing. They're gonna scream quite loudly that anime is misogynistic, rape culture, all this bullshit. And people are gonna listen. A politician in Australia didn't like Arrow Manga Sensei, so he started an anime ban, and he didn't just stop there. I'm pretty sure Australia's banned Goblin Slayer, Sword Art Online, No Game No Life, Arifureta, and quite a few more. And, this might be the silver bullet he needs to show to a judge, say this is what anime is, and we should ban more of it. We should ban it completely, or maybe some politician in another country will do the same, and, then people will lose the chance to see anime, to experience it, and even if that doesn't happen, this could still affect, the average person, a person that doesn't really know all that much about anime. Maybe he's wanted to give it a try for a while now, but he's gonna see, these angry social justice warriors screaming that anime is rape, and he'll believe it, and he won't give it a try. He won't experience it. I just find that so utterly sad, because anime is one of the greatest art forms I've ever experienced. No other genre has made me feel what anime has. Felt those same highs, felt the same lows. I cannot tell you how many tears I've shed over One Piece alone. And I just find it utterly heartbreaking that Redo of Healer and people's reaction to it could cause people to lose access to anime or lose the interest in exploring it. So what am I saying here? Am I saying this anime is evil, rape culture bullshit and no one should watch it? Of course not. If this concept sounds interesting to you, watch it. I mean, at the very least, there's a very interesting story here about how the main character's thirst for revenge ends up basically consuming every aspect of him. And if that sounds interesting to you, if that sounds like something you would enjoy seeing, please watch it, enjoy it, love it. But when you see people screaming online that this is what anime is and always has been rape, don't respond with hate, respond with love. Give your own thoughts on anime, talk about how a particular series managed to touch you, how it managed to make you feel something. Give recommendations for anime that are, a little less rape heavy. Just don't fan the flames of hatred here, because that just makes them grow stronger. And I am hoping the comment section under this video manages to stay at least somewhat civil. I mean, I've been running this channel for 2 years, and for the most part, People on YouTube have been very kind to me. I've only been called a dumbass 3 times, all by the same guy, all on the same video, all in the same comments, so yeah. So yeah, basically just try to be nice to one another, and yeah, just brace yourself for the shitstorm, but honestly, this will not be the last one, I can promise you that, because it really does feel like over the last couple years, it's becoming more and more common for anime to become a bit more sexual in nature. I mean, anime's always had physics-defying breast and upskirt shots and whatnot, but this just feels different. Goblin Slayer kind of showed rape in the first episode. Made in Abyss has way too many discussions about penises for a cast that young. How Not to Summon a Demon Lord definitely pushed the envelope a little bit, and interspecies reviewers pushed the envelope so far that the channel that was airing it refused to continue airing it. Actually, that happened twice. Why Are You Here Sensei was basically a heavily censored advertisement for a softcore porn Blu-ray that they somehow managed to convince people should air on TV. Kind of reminds me of those Girls Gone Wild commercials that used to air on TV, but, as a full series. So weird. And it was just recently announced that Forming a Harem in Netherworld's Dungeon was getting an anime. Yeah, I can basically guarantee a shitstorm over that one, as the premise is basically a guy gets isekai, and one of the first things he does is buy a 16-year-old slave to have sex with. Like, he straight up kills people to get the money he needs to buy her. And yeah, the anime has dungeon exploration and his OP cheat skills, but for the most part, that's all just, painted as a means to getting the money he needs to buy more slaves or to, pay for the slave's lifestyle. So yeah, that's something. Oh, that'll be fun when it comes out. I mean, the slaves consent as much as slaves can, which isn't a whole bunch, but I kind of feel like that's distinction is going to be lost on a lot of people, a lot of the social justice warriors who end up watching it and screaming and ranting about it. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on Redo of Healer. There is an interesting story there, but it just, so much fucking rape. So much rape. And people are going to get mad. People are going to get very, very mad when this comes out, when this airs. Honestly, this might even make Japan change their anime policies, because they are not big fans of how the world kind of views them all as, being perverts. They're definitely trying to fight that stereotype. Oh, fun fact, that's why tentacle porn exists. A long time ago, Japan wanted to, not look so perverted to the Western nations, so they outlawed any depiction of male part entering female part. But they were a little too specific on that definition, which led to a lot of artists just saying, okay, so let's replace male part with a tentacle, and that's where tentacle porn came from. That's what I've heard. I'm fairly certain that's true. So yeah, if the backlash, if the shitstorm is as bad as a lot of people are suspecting, this might actually lead to Japan changing what is allowed to be shown in anime. I mean, what's going to actually be shown on TV is going to be heavily censored. From what I've heard, there's going to be like 3 separate versions of the anime, a heavily censored version that airs on TV, a mildly censored version that you can watch through streaming, and a completely uncensored version, which I'm guessing they're going to save for the Blu-ray. Oh boy. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me think it down below, and just, be nice, not just to me, not just to other people who comment, but just to people in general. Just, this world has way, way, way too much hatred in it. Anyone who's watching this video and has made it this far into it is probably a pretty big fan of anime, so at the very least, let's let that connect us. Let's not be divided, and just be nice to one another, god dang it. But until next time,
peace.